cut the car on. Boom, what does you got right there?
Oh, you got power,
power.
Check this out, guys. So before this video gets started, I do want to mention that we just dropped our very first hoodie of the season. As you guys know, it's getting a little chilly outside, so you want to stay nice and toasty with a super comfortable and cozy hoodie right here. Nice, clean color, and also super clean design. These suckers are very limited, so if you want to cop you one and help support your boys, be sure to visit goonzquad.com. But as of right now, let's get to the video.
See that engine and that front end like moving? Look.
That's so weird. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the new Goon Squad garage, and today we're gonna continue working on our 1967 Chevrolet Camaro. And as you guys seen in the previous video, we made some major accomplishments on this sucker right here. Of course, one of the major things that we wanted to get figured out is the cooling fans on this thing. We got those suckers working. We got all the coolers connected, and this sucker is just running optimally, man. And also, we got all the gauges working. I'm talking about PSI, like check engine lights and stuff like that.
Dude, no check engine
engine
lights. But we got that stuff lit up if we have to, but we got everything, dude.
Speedometer, RPMs, you got the transmission temperature, and all that good stuff is just cooling properly. Now that we got this engine running right, now we got to get this sucker driving. So that's the next major thing. And honestly, dude, with everything coming along like it is, dude, I think we only got like 1 month left on this thing, dude.
It's going to sound like a TV show. Only 1 month left, man. Fingers crossed we can do that, though, because, I mean, go ahead and get in a full pretzel because we're going to try to get this thing done ASAP, dude.
I'm telling you, we basically knocked out all the difficult stuff. Everything else is super easy, and that's the very next thing that we're going to work on is actually getting that drive shaft figured out, which we're going to run to parents' house and grab the donor car drive shaft and also the other drive shaft that connects to that rear axle, and we're going to make the two together.
If we can find that stuff, because, man, it's been a year, dude.
There's somewhere over there. We need that because that's like one of the last things that we need in order to just kick this sucker into first gear and have it like driving on its own,
We got a heartbeat. Now we need some legs, man. We can get this thing running, man.
Exactly. And speaking of legs, actually the suspension up front, we adjusted it a little bit, but those shocks are actually completely opened up, so those are the wrong shocks. We definitely got to get some heavier duty shocks for the super heavy motor up front here, and that's just going to be later on. You know what I mean?
As long as, I mean, it runs right now, so we're not really too worried about that.
That is right. So I guess the very first thing that we're going to start with is running to parents' house, grab all the stuff that we can find over there, along with any other miscellaneous stuff, because this thing is going to start going together. And also, we might make a stop at the Home Depot because we got to pick up a mailbox for this place. I think that's one of the last things that we need in order to pass that final, dude. Super exciting stuff. Although we can just keep on operating here, we want to go ahead and do some side stuff as well. But let's just jump into the truck, head out, and get some stuff done. Shoot, son, this place brings back memories, man.
I love this place, man.
I know,
I still work
dude.
out of here, but I don't know, man. After being in a big shop, it's just like, it's so much more like easier to work.
That's right. I mean, over here, dude, we had a hard time just finding tools. As you guys can tell, we were using everything at our disposal.
Whatever we can find, because everything's at the shop right now. But you know what? We managed to get everything we need for that Camaro. For now, I can't find that rear drive shaft for what it came on originally, but I don't think that's a big deal. I believe the drive shaft shop. I keep saying drive shaft shop.
That's a hard word to say.
Dude, it's
hard
a whole
couple words to say.
But I believe they can just make some. If anything, we'll buy a drive shaft for that thing and use that to make those two together.
Yeah, I think we might even get Pops out here actually, because he knows exactly where every bolt and nut and
Dude,
just
under
random
every
stuff is.
under every little thing. But we'll probably get him out here. But in the meantime, we still got a lot to do right here. We got all of our brake stuff and stuff like that. And we need to run to the Home Depot real quick.
We got to grab a mailbox, so we might come up with something pretty cool. Hopefully they got a nice, neat, cool mailbox, right?
Dude, we need just a steel one, dude.
Or just a regular one.
One little tiny one, dude.
Let's go get what we need and get straight to work again.
Let's do it. Alrighty guys, so we just quickly installed our 10-foot mailbox. That thing just looks super sick. Nailed that sucker in the ground and it is done. We can go ahead and call up the last inspector, I believe, and he'll pass us on that. And also we went ahead and threw in some privacy slats on the back side of our building over there on the inside fence right there. That way we get a little bit of privacy. And I honestly wanted to see what it looks like because we are thinking of possibly doing it all around the property, dude. I think that would be pretty sick, dude.
That would be pretty sick. Yeah. It only takes about 1,000 hours to do though.
Dude, it takes forever, but we got a few techniques done and I think it looks pretty good. But anyways, the most important thing is all of these parts right here. As you can tell, we got a lot of interior parts. We finally found one drive shaft. This is the original drive shaft from the actual newer car. So this bolts to that transmission and the rest is history, man. We're gonna have, we can't find the rest, dude.
Pops went to actually take a look to see if he could possibly find it, but I think they could definitely make something work with this. I think this should be a pretty simple job for any type of axle or a drive shaft shop.
Drive shaft shop. I mean, we're just gonna do a measurement really quickly. And as for the other side, we possibly don't even need it. The drive shaft shop should have that because it's like a standard universal joint on there, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
but I think we're not going to work on this until later. You had some grand idea. I don't know if this is going to work. You like it? I kind of would rather have the original one, but go ahead and let them know.
Well, what I'm thinking is the best way to actually shift that transmission. I know that thing has a boat shifter in there, and you got to have a custom cable to shift that transmission. What I was thinking is grabbing the original shifter right here with the original shifter cable that'll work for that transmission and possibly put this inside that car, which we'll just have to run some kind of wire to unlock it. You know, when you press the brakes, it'll unlock it. And we can possibly use our newer center console. I mean, imagine putting this whole entire thing in there. You'll get a beautiful shifter design with the Z01 shifter knob, and also you'll get a center console that'll open up, and you can possibly wire up this wireless charger, dude. So
now that would be cool.
It'll be a little modern touch for the inside of that car. I don't know if it's possible, but with a little bit of probably retrofit, and I think we can make something work. And if we can, I think it'll be super cool. If not, we'll use that boat shifter in there, dude.
We might just have to, but let's go ahead and possibly start working on this first things first, and then I guess we'll move on to the next thing, dude.
Shift the transmission.
this might just be the best idea you've ever had, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, if it wasn't for that parts car, dude, I don't know, man. This just looks good, dude.
It almost looks like this was made for this, and dude, it's a Camaro. It came out of a newer Camaro, and it's going into an older Camaro, but dude, everything works, man.
Everything works. First, we ran the actual cable all the way to the transmission, which it hooked up OEM style. That's why we really wanted to run that shifter cable in the shifter and stuff like that, and it just hooked up nicely, made a little extra bigger hole, that way the cable can go in, connected the shifter, found the perfect spot for this shifter, that way it clears everything, and then we slapped in this actual center console, made sure we did a little bit of adjusting, had to modify a few things here and there, but this thing is finally in here for good. I mean, this thing can shake the whole car, but look at that, a little bit of a modern touch. Now you have an armrest, because this car did not have any of that, and now you have everything working, everything functioning, got cup holders, you know, put your drinks in here, and now we even wired up the shifter, because right now, you know, you can't shift unless you press.
We electrified that sucker, dude.
So you press the brakes, and now you can shift to drive and reverse and all that good stuff, and it feels nice and smooth. And you got a little ZL1 touch right there, which just looks super good because we're using the ZL1 engine, man.
That is so cool right there, dude. Dude, huge.
I know.
Huge props to you, man, for actually coming up with that idea, and we actually executed that. That is just clean. Of course, we got to, like, you know, get some finishing touches in there, maybe figure out what we want to do, clean it up, maybe just make like some sort of storage.
We'll make a little panel or something right there just to make it nice and clean. And also, once this seat goes in, it's like sits up to here, as you can tell, so it'll clean up everything else over here, because it's obviously not a perfect fit, but once that seat's in there and the rest of the interior, it's going to look like it was made for this car, dude.
And look at this, you could put you a Coca-Cola right there, a Sprite can right there, and the best thing about this whole entire thing is
the wireless charger right here. So we had to install this thing with that, and we did a little bit of modification. And look at this, man, look at that phone screen. When I cut the car on, boom, what does you got right there?
Oh, you got power,
you got
dude.
power. So now that's just such a cool little modern touch. You ain't got to run no cables. Put your phone right there, charge it up, and you're good to go, dude.
That is absolutely insane, dude. That's just super clean right there. Can't wait to actually do some more outfitting to that. And also, we got an outfit like that right there. We got to put some sort of like iPad in there. What you thinking, dude?
I don't know. I've been looking at a few radios and stuff like that. Some that'll fit in here perfectly. I don't even know where they got this bezel from. This is aftermarket. Usually it's like straight, but you know what? We'll find something, nice little radio LCD screen, maybe even do a reverse camera. That way it's all a little modern touch, dude.
Little modern touchers. And another thing that we were thinking about a long time ago when we were just starting on this project is actually adding some paddle shifters on this thing, which I don't know if we're going to do that like now. What do you
we're
think,
thinking about it, but it's just a whole nother level. I mean, you could honestly try to wire it to this actual shifter, because this does have slap shifter in here, which we'll do that in the future. Once we get this car running 100%, we'll talk to some tuners and stuff like that, and maybe we'll get that sucker working.
Dude, that would be absolutely insane. But I guess that's going to be pretty much it for the interior for now. We're going to continue here in a little bit, but we did notice something pretty crazy, dude. Hop on out, man.
So, I mean,
I think, who noticed this, Pops or you?
I noticed this because last night I was just lifting the car up, and I was looking at the engine and stuff like that, the suspension. Now I was actually noticing something pretty weird going on. So the actual engine itself, look at this. Whenever I lower the car, if you record it right now,
go ahead.
Do you see that engine and that front end like moving? Look.
That's so weird, dude. The whole, like, the engine is staying still, but the whole body around it is like flexing, dude.
Since this car has like a half frame in the front, and it's only frame rails in the front, I believe whenever we're lifting the car, the front of the frame rails kind of go down. They sag a little bit, which, you know, that engine has a lot of weight on it. I mean, there's tons of weight on the front of these frame rails, so it's sagging a little bit. I don't know if that's normal. Let us know, Camaro guys out there. I know this has a couple like body strengthening like devices underneath. Somebody installed on there. Maybe something is wrong. Maybe our frame
is loose.
Maybe the frame's not tightened enough. But dude, this is an older car, so you never know.
And on top of that, this is a bunch more power. So once you put on that throttle down to the metal, dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna flex the whole thing.
Your whole engine might take off running on you. You're just gonna sit in there.
All the Bondo's gonna chip off. But right now, I guess we're gonna go ahead and lift this sucker up, see what's going on, see if we can fix this, and hopefully
hope for the best.
Hope for the best. Alrighty guys, so we just got some amazing news. Of course, we do got some bad news as well. At first, we were trying to figure out what was going on with this flex over here, and I guess that's just normal. That is a super heavy motor, and of course, the frame doesn't run all the way to the back, so you're gonna have a little bit of flex. And the way to adjust like the fenders and everything on this car is it's gotta be lowered down on the ground. So I guess we'll just run it as it is. If we produce too much power and it starts like Coke cannon that thing, we'll then put on a full frame on this thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. They do sell full frame kits, and I can see why it's easier to adjust everything, but this is not a big deal. A lot of people run these cars exactly how they are.
Exactly. And then we moved on to the very next thing, which is our drive shaft, and we ran to the first thing we did was we actually lowered this car down to the ground, and that's why we got these wheels on the floor, because you want to measure that length with everything just compressed and like sitting like it's normally going to sit. And then after that, we ran to the drive shaft shop, and we ended up just running into this little sucker right here. This is the perfect adapter. And you know what the drive shaft shop told us?
I told you it's the hardest word to say,
You know what they
man.
told us? They said they can get that drive shaft ready for us tomorrow, dude. So in the next video, we're probably gonna be driving this sucker around, dude.
That is insane. That's crazy. So we're gonna have to get some brakes on this thing ASAP, dude.
Exactly,
All in the next one, dude.
All in the next one. And the reason why they handed this to us, because we gotta get him some measurements. So let's just see if this will work. It's gonna go right into this spot right here, and we gotta give them a measurement from this, where's that mark at?
Yeah, the
right here.
halfway mark.
From here to there, and then we're gonna call them up, and they're gonna get this sucker worked on, and dude, we're gonna have a nice drive shaft. The only thing that's gonna be different is I noticed on that stock drive shaft, it's got a little rubber bushing that's gonna probably help with a little bit of torque, but this is a race car, man.
This is custom. We don't need none of that, dude. We need straight power, dude.
Dude, this is awesome right here. So I say we go ahead, quickly get these measurements over to him, and then I think, what are we gonna do after this,
I think we have to run to him because he needs that piece right there.
Oh yeah, he needs this back.
him.
That's right, yeah. So we'll run over there, probably grab some tacos as well. What do you think, Pops?
This one a good idea, but
He forgot about the tacos.
I need this one new one too, because this one too small and you know, not stronger.
Well, I think they might have some.
Put in new
good
yoke.
enough.
If you have new yoke.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk to the guys over there at the drive shaft shop, and maybe they'll recommend something heavier duty. But you know what? This car is gonna break stuff over and over again, and we're just gonna keep building stuff. That's just part of custom cars. So let's just go ahead and run back over there. Best dang taco combination. I'm telling you what, the dang sauce, dude, that is my favorite thing ever. But before we head over to that Camaro, I do want to mention that we're running the promo of 20% off on Amazon for like a couple more hours, guys. I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out one more time. The link is going to be down below. But we went ahead and ran to the drive shaft place, and we dropped off the little adapter, the measurements. They're going to go ahead and get that knocked out in a jiffy, super quick. And also we talked about bringing our axle, and I think they can knock it out within a couple of days as well, dude.
Dude, huge stuff, dude.
Oh my goodness, man. This build is about to be over before you know it. But of course, there's always things you could add on to it to make it better and better. But I guess we're just going to start with actually putting it together, driving this thing around, ripping around, and see what it can do from then. And then I'm sure there's going to be a few tweaks we're going to make here and there along the way, dude.
Especially when you start hitting the road, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You always have to upgrade. You want this thing to be perfect, dude.
That is right. And also, we went ahead and cleaned up the seats right here because that interior is going to start coming together here really soon. But in the next video, guys, I think we're going to finally do our very first drive. So you guys are definitely going to want to stay tuned. But that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Definitely be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.